Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Bookkeeping Legends, where we talk all about bookkeeping and accounting. And I'm joined here today with instructor Calvin Lee, who will be teaching the technical portion of the Bookkeeping Legends course. Thank you once again for being with us here today, Calvin.
Very happy to be here, Raymond.
Awesome. And in today's video, we would like to talk about a couple of things. So the topic is really about being of service. So a lot of people that want to start bookkeeping and accounting, a lot of these people are maybe very busy parents or work from home moms that don't have a lot of times on their hand, and they're really struggling with that balance between uh, being of service to different people in their life. So today I'd like to talk about how, by becoming a bookkeeper and accountant, how you can be of service to your client, how you can be of service to your family, and how you can be of service to your community. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, Calvin, all about how bookkeeping is of being of service to others.
Well, definitely, especially for a lot of sandwich generations that we have, where you have kids and then you also have your own parents to take care of. So you're like sandwiched in the middle. And then add on top of that, you have your community, your extended family, you have your friends. It's quite a juggle sometimes between all the different aspects of life. And I think a lot of people struggle to have that work-life balance, especially if they have to, for example, commute to an office or something. So something like bookkeeping is something that I know has worked out a lot for a lot of different people because it gives them that flexibility to be with their family, and also they also could also make a full-time living as well. And the great thing about being a bookkeeper and having your own bookkeeping business is that you can work your own hours. So, for example, if you have kids and you have to, get them up and running in the morning, you have to pack their lunches and stuff like that. And then being a full-time parent is not easy at all. I know for a lot of people, it's just like juggling like, 10 different balls at the same time. And so it gives you that flexibility to be able to work, for example, in the evenings after the kids are asleep, or maybe just filling in an hour here or there, between picking up the kids and stuff like that. So the good thing about bookkeeping is that you can not only continue to contribute income to your own family, but you can also, for example, say your kids have a soccer match or something at 2 p.m. You're actually able to be there with them and enjoy those precious moments in life, because once those times are gone, they're not coming back. And so it gives you that extra flexibility that a traditional 9 to 5 might not be able to, because it's really hard to ask for like a couple hours off to your boss, like at 2 p.m. in the workday, right? So, so I think, being a bookkeeper is a very popular choice nowadays because of that extra flexibility. And because most of the time, for example, your client may have a particular deadline, like they have to file their taxes or they have to produce a certain report for somebody, and you can actually work on that at your leisure, at your own time, whenever you have time. So it's a good balance between your own life, your family, and your work as a bookkeeper.
That's amazing, and that's one of the things that I love the most about the bookkeeping industry is that it really does give you that work-life balance, where you could be servicing your clients, you could be servicing your family, and you could be servicing the community, and it allows you to achieve basically a life of freedom. I would say, right? It's obviously it's not get rich quick, and I'm very very to the point about this, right? This is not bookkeeping is definitely not get rich quick, and it is hard work. It is very hard work to find clients and to service them the right way. But you'll actually find that the hardest part is just actually getting that initial client and building that relationship with them. But after you've actually built the relationship with them, and they know who you are, they trust you, and they trust that you're able to get the job done. it's actually a lot easier for that ongoing maintenance work. And it's actually, in my mind, one of the simplest forms of recurring income that I feel makes it superior to a lot of other online businesses. What are your thoughts on that, Calvin? And would you say you agree with my assessment?
Oh, absolutely. Once you land the client and they like you and you like them, it's a steady income that comes in basically every month, whether it's $200 a month for the bookkeeping or $500 or $1,000. Once you establish that relationship, the client will just keep on coming back to you again and again, month after month, year after year. And I've seen a lot of accountants and bookkeepers actually do this. One of my former bosses, he had his own bookkeeping slash accounting practice, and he was already in his 70s already, so he had like 40 years of experience, and it was amazing how I saw his clients followed him for 30 years. And then his office was like in like a city that had like 4 or 5 cities in between to where his clients were. His clients had to drive like 45 minutes to an hour, like mine, if there's no traffic. If there's more traffic, then that's even add to that. The clients just keep coming to him year after year, month after month to get their books done and to get their accounting done. And so I asked him, so like, how long have your clients been with you? He's like, 35 years or 30 years. I'm like, wow. And that's great, because once he has that client, that is the recurring income that can come, every month. And that's something he can continue to rely on. And and I think the important thing is building that initial trust with your client. If you're open and you show that you're passionate about what you do and you're interested in what their business does, it's it's a really good thing to have that relationship with your clients.
That's amazing, Calvin, and I definitely agree with you. Building that long-term relationship is such an asset, and that's the beauty of an online business model like bookkeeping, is that it's not transactional. It's not you're in and you're out. Like, for example, if you were selling, a lot of people, to make income online, they like to sell products on eBay. Well, selling products on eBay can get you quick dollars, right? But it's very transactional, right? Because after you sell the item to your customer, and you basically get the profit, you give them the product. The relationship basically ends there. But in bookkeeping, that relationship could be a 5-year relationship. It could be a 10-year relationship. It could be a 30-year relationship. So could you imagine the potential if you service one client well, and you charge them a good, reasonable price, and they stick with you for 30 years, and then you multiply that by I don't know, 5 clients, 10 clients, 100 clients, right? So the potential is huge. Would you not say, Calvin? Like, this is a 6-figure business if done right, and if you do it really well, this could be a 7-figure business. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I remember going out to a client, and then year after year, I would, go out and meet that client. And then the first year, it was all about building that relationship. And first time is saying, "Hi, I'm Calvin. I'm here as your bookkeeper or your accountant. And so, what can I help you with?" And then so the first year is all about learning about their business and knowing about their books and learning about their transactions and how to record them. And then by the time the second year came around, this client just came around and said, "Hey, Calvin, I really enjoy your services. I'd like to recommend some of my other friends who are also looking for bookkeepers and accountants. Do you have time to maybe we can talk about that?" And then, so I serviced that client for several years, and just in over several years, 4 more new clients were referred from that one client. And that's the beauty of building a relationship with the client, is that you don't have to go and look for more clients sometimes. The clients come to you, which is really absolutely amazing, because the initial client already has relationship with those other potential clients. And because your first client likes you, they will do their best to recommend you to their other friends and to the other companies that need bookkeepers or accountants. So it's really amazing that the first client, yes, is difficult to land, because you have to build that relationship the first year. But after that, then they would just start referring their friends. So it's really amazing.
That's amazing, Calvin, and I completely agree with you. All it really takes is that first initial client, that first initial testimonial, and that that's the power of one in a very referral-driven bookkeeping business. You can actually start to acquire a lot more clients, and uh, it's almost a little bit like a jumbo jet plane taking off, right? So it's kind of like you're on the runway. It takes a bit of time to get that traction so that the plane can take off. But once you start to take off, you really start to take off, right? So it's just that's the beauty of this business. Let's conclude this interview with one top piece of advice from each of us, Calvin. Um, for myself, I would say that bookkeeping, you really have to treat it as a long-term business, and you have to be really committed to it. Okay, it's an online business model that works, but it's not the fastest online business model if you're trying to make a quick dollar. If you're trying to make a quick dollar, there's different online business models that are better, like drop shipping, eBay, Amazon FBA. These types of business models you can get quick wins, okay? But they will always just be at a very transactional level because you don't control the customer data. You don't own that relationship. eBay, Amazon, they're the ones that own that relationship. But in bookkeeping, if you really treat it as a long-term play, you own that relationship that can feed you recurring revenue and income for a very long time. So that's my biggest tip of advice for people that are evaluating this bookkeeping online business model. And now I'd like to hear from you, Calvin, what your biggest piece of advice is.
I would say work hard and keep on believing. This is very, very important. You need to work hard. You need to develop those skills. You have to know how to record those transactions. You have to know how to do the actual technical bookkeeping. At the same time, you have to be always hopeful and confident that the good days will come. And I always believe that good things come to those who believe that they will come, because often what happens is you make your own future. So if you're confident that your future is going to be good, you're going to get that first client, then you're going to get that second client, and then that fifth client, and then that 10th client. Just keep on believing. At first, it might be a little bit difficult to keep on believing, because you might have to spend a lot of time to get your first client. But getting your first client is difficult, but then the second is a little easier, the fifth is a little easier, and the 10th is a little easier. Like I said before, clients will refer new clients. So you often don't have to look for work. And that's actually very true for a lot of my friends as well who are in the bookkeeping business. They tell me, wow, I don't look for work. The work just comes and look for me. I ask my friends, do you need new clients? And they're like, no, I'm like so busy. New clients just keep coming to me and I have so much work. It's overwhelming. Do you need some clients? so just keep on believing, because the market potential is definitely there. You have to believe in yourself. I think that's the first key to success.
That's amazing, Calvin. So thank you so much once again for joining us on Bookkeeping Legends, where we talk all about bookkeeping and accounting. If you are interested in the technical accounting bookkeeping course instructed by Calvin Lee, please check out the link on the description below. And until then, we really look forward to seeing you guys in our next video. So take care.
Thank you. Bye.